Welcome to post Kansas, post picture finish, photo finish,
picture finish.
The second of the weekend, because if you count Kentucky Derby. My name is Jordan. You are listening to the Armchair Crew Chief, and I have along with us our lovely mascots over here, Claude and Luke, and my lovely co-host Rebecca and wife. So let's dive into it and just get on with the fun stuff, because there's a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and start off with our results for the Truck Series. Remember that Xfinity was off. Qualifying, we had our top 10 were Christian Eckes, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, Jake Garcia, Daniel Dye, Connor Mosack, Rajah Caruth 4th, Ty Dillon 3rd, Ty Majeski 2nd, Chase Purdy 1st. And we'll just go ahead and dump through the stages and we'll talk about it. Our top 5 ending stage 1 was Caden Honeycutt, Chase Purdy, Christian Eckes, Zane Smith, Corey Heim. Going into stage 2, Chase Purdy, Caden Honeycutt, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim, Zane Smith. And then finishing off the end of the race, our winner was Corey Heim, Brett Moffitt 5th, Caden Honeycutt 4th, Christian Eckes 3rd, Zane Smith 2nd. So depending on how you like these races, it is one of those that
was very boring.
Yeah, it honestly, it depends on how who you talk to and so on.
The trucks have been pretty entertaining this year, but not at Kansas. That was a very boring race.
So they did have 13 lead changes, and some of these probably,
is from green flag pit stops.
Yes, more than likely.
So.
I did not have the luxury of watching this race, but Corey Heim led 33 laps. Actually, he led 33, 34. The last bit, he led 33, so he just ran away with it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like.
He did.
1.08 second difference between him and Zane Smith. So it kind of stinks for Ty Majeski. He was the only one. He's the only caution for cause in this race. Mm-hmm. Everything else was clean. So, and we're talking about running 134 laps at this race. So that's not a lot.
No, it wasn't. I was watching it, and I was helping my son too. So, the second stage was, done so fast. I was like, wait, they just finished the first stage. What in the world?
Yeah, so, sorry for everybody that wanted a wreck fest that the trucks are usually known for.
I didn't really want a wreck fest. I just wanted more competition. There wasn't much competition at all.
But it's going to happen every so often, though, with these races.
Well, it's happened a lot in the Cup Series, so...
Yeah, Cup Series has been pretty poopy recently with their racing and so on. So, let's go ahead and move into our Cup Series. We had a slight delay for rain on Sunday. But moving into it, it was a crazy finish. We'll just start off with that first. Qualifying, excuse me, top 10, we'll go top 10 as well. Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott 9th, Michael McDowell 8th, Austin Cindric 7th, Ty Gibbs 6th, Kyle Busch 5th, Larson 4th, Gragson 3rd, Chastain 2nd, and Christopher Bell 1st, got the pole. Going into our stages, and kind of a similar idea. we ran a clean race until till the third stage.
Yeah, I think it was towards the end of stage 2 and then the beginning of stage 3 was just stage 3.
Stage 3.
Oh, okay.
Stage 3. So bumping into it.
But there was a lot more racing than most.
Yeah, it was. It was surprisingly it was.
Yeah. I mean, there were a few times where the leader would get out there and they were gone for a little bit.
But then you'd have people that were able to drive through the field.
Mm-hmm.
And even get shuffled back and drive through the field again.
Yeah. Had a lot of mistakes on pit road.
Yes, and we'll cover that here shortly. But going into we did have a lot of we had green flag stops on each one of the stages. Top 5 in stage 1: Chris Buscher, Christopher Bell 4th, Kyle Larson 3rd, Ross Chastain 2nd, and Denny Hamlin 1st. Stage 2, we had Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Chris Buscher. And one of the big ones that came up, and I think it was in stage 1, that I think this is where Boyer just talked to hear himself talk. So Austin Hill was in this race. His spotter is Brett Griffin. He is one of the hosts of Door Bumper Clear. Mm-hmm. And Austin Hill got into his pit stall, and Denny Hamlin couldn't get out of his pit stall because of Austin Hill. Mm-hmm. And Clint Boyer said something to the effect of, this was, Brett Griffin's so critical of everybody else. It's time to be critical of him. Austin Hill, he should have done better for somebody that's, the leader or on the lead lap or something stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, Clint, he's in his pit stall. He's entitled to his pit stall space.
He's entitled to the whole thing.
Denny drove in wrong.
Exactly. He's entitled to his whole pit.
Denny drove in too deep, and he was at a weird angle.
Yeah.
And, they're throwing shade at Austin. I mean, I don't like Austin Hill.
No, I don't either.
But they're throwing shade at Austin Hill when there's not warranted. Mm-hmm. So, Clint, you were in the wrong on that one, dude. And, it was just, they kept talking about the whole stinking race. I'm starting to get tired of Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick in the booth.
Yeah, I don't feel like they mesh very well at all.
No, and they just...
And I feel like Boyer's kind of had an attitude all year. Like, he doesn't like being there or something.
No, I don't know what it is. Yeah.
I kind of think it's because, as we've speculated, they're not watching the race. They're looking at the monitors. And I think that really makes Clint mad because Clint is a race car fan. Like, he's not just a driver. He's a fan.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of, like, ticks him off a little bit. And he's just had an attitude, like, all year.
Yeah. So, end of the race, wild finish. But our top 5 for the race: Denny Hamlin 5th, Martin Truex Jr. 4th, Chase Elliott 3rd, Chris Buscher 2nd, Kyle Larson 1st. Chris Buscher lost by .0001.
Yeah, the closest finish in NASCAR history.
Yeah, and if you look at it, we had the Atlanta race was .0003. Mm-hmm. The Texas Xfinity race was .0002, and this one was .0001. So, I mean, that was wild. It was a really good ending. It was
crappy, though, because everybody thought Buscher won, and then they were like, no, it was Larson. I was like,
so to even come with that, people are looking at the camera that's on the flag stand side. They use a camera on the other side. But when you look at, and this, everybody was throwing shade at Kansas, NASCAR, whoever you want to throw shade at. I think NASCAR owns that track. The start-finish line is crooked. I mean, yeah. Denny Hamlin was like, did my daughter draw this thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crooked. And they're like, oh, it's because, like, everybody does burnout.
Too.
It's because everybody does burnouts and you see the new paint. And they'll like, no, it's not. Shut up. People
and if you're saying old paint, new paint, then maybe you should, like, fix it better.
Yeah, well, that's a term that NASCAR is not really familiar with.
No, because they let it go, just like the cars. They let it go on for a while, and then they're like, oh, I guess it is a problem. Maybe we should fix it. And they'll fix it next year.
Something. It's gonna have to, because you're throwing shade at it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Chris Buscher, it looked like he was going to win the race. Martin Truex Jr. apparently was complaining at Chase Elliott for racing him hard. And people are calling him crybaby for that.
Well, I feel like Chase was very aggressive, not even just with him, like going through the field. Like, he was being very aggressive.
Chase is a different person, and I think it's because he's getting... I don't know.
He's like number 3 over there.
Yeah, he's getting on the low man on the totem pole at Hendrick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even so much that, it's the fact I think he feels, even though he won't tell you this, I think this still runs in the back of his mind, he still needs to justify himself for what happened last year.
Maybe.
When he hurt himself, and then whenever he got suspended.
Yeah.
So I think that has to do with that mentally. But, Also,
Kyle Busch was our main man that I was like, are you joking me
that's what everybody's talking
now?
about. Everybody's talking about is, Truex is out here complaining about Chase Elliott. Truex needed to complain about, Kyle Busch. One of the better race car drivers until it comes to like 10 laps to go, and then it's like, I'm just going to effing send this thing, and if I spin, I spin.
Yeah, because he's like that when he knows his car's not good enough and he's not going to win. He does stupid stuff like that. Because Plowski does the same thing too. They're like, no, they can't win, so then they just like end up spinning and hitting the wall or something.
So what we're
causing a stupid caution.
So what we're talking about is about 5 laps to go in the race. 5 or 6. Martin Truex Jr. is coming up through the field. He is
he's
a man
rolling.
on a mission. Everybody else is conserving fuel because he
rolling.
pitted last.
He came from like 14th?
He restarted 14th, I think it was.
14th, and he got up to 2nd.
Yeah.
He was rolling. Because all these people were saving.
They were saving fuel because they had pitted beforehand, and they stayed out.
Yeah.
And Denny was out there.
Denny had a huge lead.
Yeah, and Truex was catching him and was going to pass him and was going to win this race.
He was about to pass him.
Until Kyle Busch goes.
And Kyle Busch is like,
no.
I'm just going to send this thing, and if I... What?
No, the back end just got out of him. It's like, you guys have been complaining about the tires the whole race, and you're just going to sit there and be like, I don't really give 2 beeps about this. I'm just going to do whatever and let the back
I'm
end
also kind of annoyed, too. Like, I've said this before with other races. Like, why are we throwing the caution flag with every spin? There wasn't, like, any cars near him.
That one was warranted because he was going to come back. He came back up on the racetrack.
Well, I know.
It's not like the one. It's not like the one that lost Truex race in Richmond.
Yeah, but sometimes it just drives me crazy. It's like we don't need to throw a caution every time.
So let's go ahead and go over our cautions and whatnot.
Well, because here's my point too. With that is because we lose an average of 4 laps.
Yes.
Every time there's a caution. There was 3 cautions in a row.
At minimum 4 laps.
That was at least 12 laps. It was actually, I counted it, the half a lap that they ran each time because they didn't even get a whole lap in. It took away 20 laps from the race.
Yeah. Well,
in the last stage.
That's the beauty of NASCAR because you got to open pit road and all that. The only way you're going to do that is what we were talking about yesterday was stop count. I can't. I would not say. I would argue that it's not the end of stage 3 like you or at stage 3 stop counting. I think whenever you get to 15 to go or something like that, you stop
20
counting,
to go or something. Stop counting them
because.
Because then they also are like, oh, they have 3 laps, and it's not. It's 2.
No, it's 2
the
laps.
Green. You got 3. You have 3 flags, but only 2 laps.
Only 2 laps. If you're going to do it that way, then go green, green, white checkered.
Yeah.
Do it that way. I mean, something. I think something like that needs
something
to change.
better than just 2 laps, so that it's not a super crash fest, especially on these super speedways. In the first corner,
right?
Because everybody's like, "Oh no, I gotta go now." But if you had like 1 more lap, I think it would be a tiny bit more relaxed. I mean, it's gonna be crazy because it's the end.
Anyway. Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna be as severe.
Right. So no cautions for cause in stage 1 or stage 2. Stage 3 we had our first caution 10 laps after the end of stage 2, so probably 5 laps into the race because once again they start the stage and you go down laps instead of pausing it, whatever.
Yeah.
Corey LaJoie, Daniel Hemrick, Austin Hill, Jimmy Johnson had an incident in turn 2. everybody will say that Corey LaJoie ran out of talent, and he is the most overrated driver ever. When you go back, even the booth said it.
Yep.
Jimmy Johnson let off. Repeat, Jimmy Johnson let off because he saw some people rubbing, like...
They said he saw smoke or something way ahead.
Well, yeah, they rubbed together. Two people got in contact with each other about 20 car lengths ahead of him.
And Corey was right behind him.
Yeah, you can't let off... I mean, it's like, getting brake checked on the interstate and you run into somebody.
Yeah, and then they talk to Jimmy Johnson after he comes out of the infield care center, and he's just like, these cars, blah, blah. And I'm like... Everybody's like, no, you literally let off. Like, they show the in-car camera, you see him lift his leg up. Like, he let off. That's why you got run over. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, that was all him. And everybody that's a 7-time fan or whatever, he caused that one. I hate to say to you.
100%.
And then you had Austin Cindric, a.k.a. Austin Syndrome, doing his thing with Denny Hamlin. And that actually, it wasn't so much Cindric's fault. It was Hamlin.
Oh, yeah, Denny got into him, but
Denny got
really
into him,
bad.
but somebody else caused, I think it was Bubba or somebody. No, because Bubba was further back. Somebody pushed Denny up. So it wasn't even Denny's fault. Somebody rode up, like either lost or rode up and caused Denny to get up in there. And Cindric was
No, Denny got 2 people. Denny was doing it. Denny got 2 people. He hit somebody else, and then he hit...
Well, then he must have played bumper and bumped off and came back up the track.
Yeah.
Because the way it looked on the replay, it didn't look that.
No, he hit 2 people.
So it was Cindric, Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell on the backstretch. Then you had Harrison Burton spin by himself. He was the free pass, so nobody got that. That's one that he, probably could have avoided.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Briscoe, Joe Logano got into it. They spun at lap 199, and then 262 was when Kyle Busch decided to run out of talent.
Logano got real loose.
Yes, he got loose.
That's what happened.
I'm going to say Kyle Busch ran out of talent. Talented driver, but like we were saying, when he gets towards the end, he kind of just it's like his brain shuts off and he just goes into dum-dum mode.
I don't think it's dum-dum mode. He just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to win. Because that's all he wants to do is win. So he doesn't care anymore when it's a couple of laps left and he's just like, I'm just sending this sucker.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
We had 28 lead changes, but we had a lot more jockeying for position.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised there was actually some passing and stuff. I mean, there was still that point where, like, if Denny and Larson and Buscher weren't saving fuel, like they didn't have to save fuel, it would have gotten boring. But
almost thought that Buscher was going to break the streak of the Fords.
I was really hoping that he did. Not that I like Ford, but like I like Chris Buscher, so it would have been nice, especially because I don't like Hendrick, so don't want to see another Hendrick driver winning.
Yep. So, moving
But I'm
on.
also glad that Denny didn't win. Very glad Denny didn't win.
So moving on to our regular season standings for the Cup Series. Well, let's look at Truck real quick. Trucks is one. So Trucks halfway through. They're going on they have 4 more races in this stretch of just consecutive weeks. Looking at now it's 10. On theirs they start at 10. They don't start at 16 or anything like that, or 12. Mm-hmm. So Grant Enfinger has the final spot, and then you have Daniel Dye 1 point below him, and Ben Rhodes 4 points below him.
Yeah.
But so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
It is going to be interesting because Enfinger and Rhodes were pushing for that championship last year.
Right. Well,
almost. Rhodes won it, but I mean Enfinger almost won it.
Right.
Poor guy got the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah. So moving on to Cup Series, we have Larson leading for the 15 extra points. He grew his lead by 14 now for winning over Truex, which still amazes me that Truex is still only 29 points behind him and he has no wins and Larson has 2 wins.
Yeah.
Truex has more top 10s, less top 5s. Larson has a DNF. And Larson has 4 more stage wins, 6.
Yeah.
we look at our bubble here. Bubba Wallace is on the bubble, and then you have Logano on the outside looking in. Well, it's not even so much that, because
I don't think Logano's going to make it this year.
Well, and see that I can't even say too much of that. It's got to be because Daniel Suarez. If you go strictly on points, Daniel Suarez is 18th in points, and he's got to win, so he's in.
Yeah.
Unless we have more than 16 winners. Mm-hmm. So, and we're 12 in with 7 winners, if I remember correctly. So Suarez, so it's actually Keselowski right on the bubble. Mm-hmm. But he's got a fairly big, he's 4 points ahead of Bubba. And then you have Logano, who is, I don't even know what that is, 6 points or so behind. So
I'm surprised he's even up that far.
He's
DNF'd and crashed so much.
He's got 2 DNFs. He's led 199 laps.
Yeah, but he can't win a thing.
Yeah, well, when you go back and you look at your laps leaders, you have Larson 633, Denny at 606, Truex has 437, and then you get into the 200, and then 201 is Ty Gibbs, 185 is Byron, and you're in the hundreds. Everybody's like double that. Your true contenders are double that. So it's, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're moving over to Darlington, another somewhat short track.
Really hoping that Denny Hamlin doesn't win it again, because it gets annoying.
This one would be cool. We're going to have to go to this race one year, the throwback weekend. Mm-hmm. The Darlington night race might be something fun to go to too. But so that's pretty much our standings there. Moving on to our entry lists. Moving on to our entry lists, we have a watch going nuts, and if you hear the vibrating background, somebody went to bed and forgot his watch has a timer on it and went to sleep. So our entry list, excuse me, we have all 3 races going on at Darlington. Just looking at the amount of people going through, I don't see anybody sticking out so much in the truck. Kyle Busch is going to be running the Spire Motorsports 7 truck. He's going to have Banff Enterprises going through that. So you have that. That's the only really big difference with the truck series. Moving on to the Crown Royal Purple Bag. It stopped. Anything crazy sticking out here? Garrett Smithley is going to be running again. I'm trying to see. William Byron's going to be running the 17. Eric Almirola is going to be in the 20. John Hunter's in the 26 for Sam Hunt Racing this weekend. Joey Gase doesn't have anybody yet in their car in the 35. It'll be interesting to see. I don't see anything crazy happening there with those people. And then moving, Carson Quaffel's back in the 88.
There you go.
See if he does anything.
Yeah.
He's a short track person. And then moving on to the Goodyear 400, which, seeing what we got there, I saw Trackhouse's Busch Light throwback. That's Ross's car. It looked pretty cool. Uh-huh. Then you have Austin Cindric running the Freightliner, Austin Dillon running Bass Pro Shops, Josh Berry, he has Harrison's Hendrick car throwback for Kyle Larson. That's the one, because he's running 5, he's running the Labonte.
Yeah.
The
Kellogg's.
Labonte one. Yeah, the Kellogg's looking one. Mm-hmm. Keselowski is running Castrol. Corey LaJoie is running a throwback to his car that he ran, what was it? Arca. The old Arca.
Okay.
what was that? It was, I don't remember what the name of it was. K&N Pro East Series.
Mm.
He's running, but it's different colors, they said, because he's running Razzle Dazzle Grapes is his sponsor.
Interesting.
Kyle Busch has the Zone stuff on there. Chase Elliott, Universe throwback. That is a throwback to Dale Jr. And his 88 theme.
Are they going to do another commercial together?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
That would be... They need more commercials. At least Corey LaJoie's doing commercials. Holy smokes. Noah Gragson is going to be celebrating Hendrick's 40th anniversary again with Overstock.com.
Stop.
It's red.
He did so well.
He didn't finish that well.
Yeah, but he did really well.
Then you have...
He didn't finish terribly. I was rooting for him.
You have the Denny Hamlins in Yahoo. Blaney in the Menards Maytag. Chase Briscoe's got Mahindra. Kaz Grala's got N29 Capital Partners. Derek Kraus. ProjectWyoming.com. That's a pretty slick looking car with the Wyoming. I don't know. It's the University of Wyoming's thing, because I remember McNeese got in like a cease and desist type thing. They had to change their logo because they both have that cowboy with the bucking bronc. Mm-hmm. Then you have Chris Buscher, Mr. Buscher, running Fifth Third Bank. Truex is back in Moody Blue again with auto owners. Seabell's got DeWalt 100 Years, which Friday, got to go check out the show car now down near us. Dex Imaging for Harrison Burton. Joe Logano is going to be running Shell Pennzoil. Bubba Wallace, McDonald's. Exalta for Willie B. Black's Tires for Daniel Hemrick. I guess that's a local sponsor. Michael McDowell with Long John Silver's. Man, that one guy that we follow, the Tyler Pinnell. Long John Silver's has dished out money. They sponsored a race, and they've sponsored Front Row Motorsports quite a bit.
Yeah. Where are all these Long John Silvers?
Right?
There is one near us, but that's the only one I know of.
Well, there was one in Lake Charles, too. But Todd Gilliland's got Generator. Ryan Preece, United Rentals. Family Dollar for John Hunter. Eric Jones has Advent Health. Eric Jones is back in the car this weekend.
Oh,
He's coming back. Tyler Reddick's got Money Lion. So pretty much Tyler Reddick is going to be running the Bubba Wallace paint scheme from Kansas. That's pretty much what it's going to be. Oscar Mayer and Arzano Bread is going to be for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Alex Bowman's running...
He's got all the foods.
Yeah.
All the foods.
Alex Bowman's running the Ally Throwback.
Makes me hungry.
Justin Haley hasn't put us out yet. Ty Gibbs is running the He Gets Us, a.k.a. Jesus Mobile. Zane Smith has Focused
The wannabe
Health.
Jesus Mobile.
Yeah. Carson Hocevar, Premier Security, NLEOMF.org. Okay. And everybody's favorite latest American citizen, Daniel Suarez, is going to be running Quaker State.
Yeah, he's an American citizen now. Congratulations.
Yes. So that's pretty much what's coming up. Before we get into our weekend recap, let's go over some news that's happening.
So, got any news? Got any gossip? What's going on?
We got news, we got gossip, we got all kinds of stuff. So first and foremost, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has inked a multi-year contract extension with JTG Daughtery.
Okay.
So he will be staying in the 47 for the foreseeable future.
I'm ready.
Also...
Go Ricky.
Also, we have news that there's some strife there between our Stuart Haas group there. We have Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, and Briscoe getting together and doing homework on seeing how fast their cars can go and getting more speed out of it. Ryan Preece has not been invited to those. So...
I mean, it's terrible because they're supposed to be teammates. But at the same time, I don't think Ryan Preece should have moved up.
Yeah. I I don't know. Then we have, Stuart Haas has put out information to people that were seeking a charter, how much it's going to cost. So, looks like Stuart Haas is aiming to downsize soon.
Ooh.
So that's news there.
How would they downsize? How many cars would they have?
3.
Okay. So we know
Instead of
Priest is
4.
out.
Yeah, Priest is out.
Yeah.
Carson Quaffle and Caden Quaffle won their Cars Tour race recently at local short track racing. Cole Custer racing at Thunder Road's Vermont Governor's Cup in June. That's going to be interesting. Brandon Jones to run 3 Cars Tours events with Hawk McCall Motorsports.
Poor Brandon Jones. That dude is he's doing really well, whatever, and then he just keeps getting taken out, or a tire blows, or something crazy happens, and it's he has not been having a good year.
Yes. Who was it that I want to say, it wasn't her. Natalie Decker has signed for the Charlotte race to run. And she's bringing a feminine sponsor with her.
Yes.
It is
Bikini Zone.
Bikini Zone with Walmart.
Yeah.
So, ladies, go ahead and get your Bikini Zone Natalie Decker Xfinity Series merch.
The picture that we saw, she looks like a Barbie doll.
Yeah, and her car is white and pink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just looks very Barbie dollish.
All right, time for you, Haley. Who are you going to come out with? White Claw? Something like that. You're 21 now, so you can have your alcohol sponsors. So that's the news that we have for the most part. I'm trying to think. We talked about Eric Jones. That was one of them coming up. Oh shoot! Was there something else? Oh, Denny Hamlin calls his shot, saying he's going to win the championship this year.
Let's hope not.
Carson Quaffle added.
Okay, I say let's hope not. Not because it's Denny. I don't like him. I don't think Denny Hamlin would make a good champion.
No,
he's not. He's not humble at all.
So going on to Quaffle, because we're talking about him running the 88 this weekend at Darlington, he's added 6 more races, I think is what it is. New Hampshire, Indianapolis, which is not the... No, that's the truck, excuse me, that run the other. The Indianapolis race, the Michigan race, Darlington race, the night race, August 31st, and Talladega on the 5th. Quaffle's going to be running now. His sponsor is, what do they call him? Clariance Technology. Whatever that is. He's going to be going back. That's actually going to be a sponsor this weekend, too.
Okay.
Is Clariance.
Clariance. Interesting.
Yeah, Clarience. Looks like, I don't know what it is. But that's been put out there.
All right, what's our schedule like?
So, yes, we're getting kind of late start. Anyway, so we have all 3 series out there. Friday we have practice and qualifying on FS1 starting at 3:05 Eastern for the Truck Series. Then practice and qualifying for the Xfinity Series at 5:05 Eastern, all on FS1. 7:30 is the Buckle Up South Carolina 200. FS1 MRN with SiriusXM. Then we go into practice and qualifying for Cup Series at 10:35 Eastern on Saturday the 11th. FS1 MRN's got that. 1:30 is our Crown Royal Purple Bag Project 200.
That's a mouthful.
It's not as bad as some of the other ones we've
Yeah,
had.
I know.
FS1,
I like their names of them. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. FS1, MRN's got that. And then we go into the Goodyear 400, the Darlington Throwback Race at 3 Eastern on Sunday.
I wish they showed more information about the throwback and all that stuff on television. They don't do enough of that.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool to
Because it's
to
kind of
see.
like, obviously not everybody can go there. So, like...
I want to go there.
I mean, I want to and everything, but, like, it'd be nice to be able to see a little bit more.
Right. Well, we're going to...
Because it's, like, a big deal.
We're going to try and go to the Cookout 400. I'm going to both Cookout 400s this year. We're just doing it. We're doing it.
Oh, my.
So our Goodyear 400 has 90, 95, and 108.
That's dumb.
293 total laps.
Sorry, everybody probably gets annoyed with me when I say that.
400.2 miles. So we're running 293. And yeah, there you go. Well, then we bump over into the Coke 600 is our next race. So we're taking a break. It looks like Cup Series is going to take a break in between Darlington and Charlotte. So that can't be right. They just might not have stage lengths. Oh, no, we are. Because we have the All-Star race coming up on May 19th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're points paying races. We're taking a break.
I think it's so silly to have that in the middle of the season.
Well, everybody has their All-Star stuff in the middle.
I still think it's all silly.
But then also except for NFL had it at the end before the Super Bowl. But Major League Baseball, what they used to do with theirs is whichever league, National League or American League, won it, they had home field advantage.
Okay.
For the World Series. They changed that to best record gets home field.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so that is our recap. We will be all-starring it in 2 weeks and then moving over to the Coke 600.
I hope it's a better one than last year because that was so boring.
Yeah. Do we still try to go to the Coke 600 or do we just give up on that one?
I don't know. Who do you think's going to win?
Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be Denny again, but I really don't want it to be Denny.
I'm going to call... so I'm picking two people.
Ty Gibbs.
I think Truex might finally get it done.
Hopefully.
Or it's going to be Chase Elliott.
I don't think it's going to be Chase Elliott, but could be.
It's got to be a Hendrick car. And
wait, isn't it Daddy's car? Daddy was good there, wasn't he?
I think so. I think so. Daddy was good at Atlanta. So, anyway, that is what we got going on. We will see you guys after this race next week. So, hope you guys enjoy your Mother's Day.
Like, comment, and share.
Yes, like, comment, share. I was going to get to that. It's Mother's Day, though. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And enjoy your weekend. Don't cook too much. Don't make too many sandwiches out there, moms. Yes, I had to throw that in there. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.